So for people who have to do like say home workouts or either unique situation or because of COVID or just family, it's just hard for them to get to the gym or what have you, I would think boxing is a good thing that maybe you need limited equipment for with, I don't know, shadow boxing.
Shadow boxing, you nail on the head. 1 or 2 pound dumbbells, shadow boxing, push-ups, sit-ups, body weight squats, lunges, side lunges, jumping jacks, dips on a chair. Get inventive at home, man. There's a lot of stuff you could do.
No, you're right. Body weight stuff can be very difficult. You do 20 air squats, like a couple sets of that, your legs will be burning, or 50, whatever you can do. Sorry, what was that one? Could you repeat that one?
Wall sit on the wall and just sit in a seated position for do that for about 2 minutes to see how much your legs will burn.
Yes, I remember calling that the chair. I think that's what they called it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. And that was brutal. That was definitely brutal. Yeah, your quads, everything will be burning. And again, just holding up your hands, it seems so simple, but if you just hold up your hands for just a couple of minutes, much less actually punching, it's amazing. You're just using all these little muscles you haven't used.
I tell you what it is like you see the fighters doing that. Us poor coaches got to hold our hands up and get hit. Like now, I see why Angelo never use mitts. Like, nah, man, go hit the bag.
Yeah.
Like Angelo come in dress pants and a dress shirt and tie.
Okay.
There's no way I would ever do that. I would be drenched.
Yeah, I'm not holding the so smart. What's the benefit of when they're doing it with the little bag? Is that for speed or is that other things?
No, everybody says it's good for hand-eye coordination. I could do the speed bag with my eyes closed. It's for your shoulders to keep your hands up.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what the name for that bag was?
No.
If you go up to an old school, and they got to be old school at this point, it was called the light bag, not the speed bag.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because you have the heavy bag.
Okay, I've heard that term before. You're right. I've heard that term before. So shadow boxing, you can just do that by yourself. Don't need a whole lot of equipment.
No, you don't need much room. You can do it in your living room.
Yeah. Is there any good programs people could utilize? Do you have programs like that by any chance?
I actually don't. Everybody keeps telling me I should come up with something, but I don't know if I have the personality to do that. Like I see, like I'm more of a laid back trainer, and I yell when it's necessary. It's another thing Angelo told me is like sometimes you have these coaches and trainers that are constantly yelling and screaming at you. But then when there's a sense of emergency, how are you going to know if it's a sense of emergency if they're screaming at you the whole time? So if I'm coaching like that now, and all of a sudden like, Kurt, pick your hands up. You're going to you're going to pick your hands up.
Yeah.
Pick your hands up, and then you really need to pick your hands up. You're not going to be able to tell the tone of my voice.
Yeah. That's a great point. That's a good point. In terms of the dad, because we touched on this earlier when Robert asked the question and you're like, hey, it's mainly dad, right? What's your advice on that? Do you are an advocate of like meal prepping, or does it depend on the person? Like a busy, like, I don't know, a mom with 2 kids or versus a super busy CEO or a pro athlete? Like, what's your take on the whole, diet part of meal prepping and stuff like that?
The meal prepping, it all depends on the person. Like, depends on how busy your schedule is. Like, we started doing intermittent fasting, so we would only eat from 12 to 7.
Okay.
That seemed to work out good for me. But then I think that your body gets used to it after a while. So the best diet I ever went on is when I was eating like 6 or 7 meals a day.
Yeah.
That's when I lost the most weight. So I would eat like big breakfast, a snack, which is like peanuts or fruit. Medium-sized lunch, another snack, dinner, smaller, and then another snack before I went to bed.
Yeah.
And that was when I stopped drinking and all the sugar and all the nonsense. And that's when I got in the best shape of my life. Intermittent fasting is okay. I think the other diet that I was doing worked better for me. I just think it's meal prep is depending on the person and how much time you have. We're in a busy society now. Like if you think about it, like when I was growing up, majority of the moms didn't work. It's a rough world out there, man. Shit costs a lot of money. Gas is up to $6-7 a gallon in California. So everybody's constantly working.
Yeah.
You just find that time in the day. Like you can make food for the whole week if you have like a Saturday or Sunday and just prep it for the whole week. Just make different meals, put them in the freezer or put them in the fridge, and then just do it that way.
Yeah, that's what I do. And similar to you, best shape of my life was when I was doing 6 meals a day.
Yeah.
What the science shows is that it's not
you're burning the fuel, man. You got to keep the furnace fuel.
Exactly. It's funny. it can work with less meals, but logistically and maybe just mentally, it seems when you have more meals, it's easier when you get in that routine. You know, you're much more structured, you're much more disciplined. You're like, I got to eat this next meal, then this next meal. Probably not a coincidence. Both you and I were most disciplined when we were eating those meals, because if you missed one, it was hard to catch up, so to speak. And when I'm at my sloppiest, then it's 3 huge meals for the day, which again is not optimal. I'm more bloated, you know, I feel more stuff. So yeah, I agree with that. That's a pretty good point. Positive Therapist said home workouts are great for busy people who are working virtual remote and want to work out during work, as well as working busy mothers. Yeah,
they got a lot of great stuff. And you know, Tonal's got stuff. Everybody's into the Peloton, the mirror workouts, or you just do your own workout. Like, you know, take a break, 15-minute break, just do some like Goggins, man. Goggins just works out all day, man. He's got like some spare time. Like I remember I was working down in Miami when I was really young, and I didn't really have too much time to work out. So I was working for Xerox down at the Burger King World Headquarters. It was at Homestead at the time. But for some reason, instead of doing the Xeroxing, they had me working in the mailroom and bringing mail to all the offices.
Okay.
So every time I'd stop at an office, I'd start doing calf raises. So the whole day I would be doing calf raises. Because in my head, I'm like, this is going to be great for boxing. Like, I'm gonna do home workouts. I think they're awesome.
No, that is a great tip. When you have just a free moment, those free moments add up. Like I've heard things of, say you're watching a show, every time there's an intermission, do some air squats or do 10 push-ups or something. By the end of the day, you could easily get to 100. You know, you can't sit there and do the 100, but you do 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, you know, whatever. By the end of the day, you've hit a big number and all those reps add up, you know.
All in value.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's a great tip, because that's something that people can implement. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time, right? You have a break. You can use a timer on your phone. You get up, spend 30 seconds, 2 minutes to do a couple push-ups, couple air squats, what have you. You're not going to get sweaty or anything like that. Not going to mess up your hair if you're a lady. If you're a guy, again, you're not going to get sweaty. And you just keep doing that throughout the day. And yeah, that will add up for sure. That will definitely add up. In terms of supplements, right? Everybody likes magic pills and potions and what have you, right?
You let me know when you get one that exists, and I'll take it.
Yeah, I know. I think a good multivitamin and a couple other things. But yeah, there's no magic anything. Are there any supplements, I don't know, that maybe boxers utilize? Because I've never really done a ton of research on the boxing.
No, I think that unless your body's deficient in something, that's the only time they're going to work for you.
Yeah.
I know everybody's into the whey proteins, you know, for the recovery. Those work. But there's a lot like when I went to that strength and conditioning school, I had the Dr. Abbott, and he was just like, the supplement industry is $1 billion industry.
Yes. Because you are determined to transform your body, you made it to the end of this video. To get more tips about how to look great and feel even better, check out one of these videos you see on the screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. So later's my massive. Me I go long now. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that's goodbye, my people.